Hey everybody, Mark here from Mark's Hobby Station, and this is video number one. This is going to be regarding my F-14A Tomcat in 1/48 scale from Tamiya. Very beautiful kit, and in episode one here, we're just going to do a simple unboxing, what's inside, and hopefully I'll show you some of the details. And then we'll do a second installment, which will address aftermarket that I'm going to put onto this kit. And then I'll do a third installment regarding reference on how to do this kit. Reference materials. Anyways, let's get started. So, beautiful box art. Alright, we have our instructions. And to me, instructions are normally, very easy to deal with. But what happened here? There we go. And so, step by step. Normally, like I said, starts with the cockpit. Alright. Then it goes into the nose gear compartment, front half of the fuselage. Then it gets into the actual body assembly. This does have variable geometry wings, which I'll be able to move. Engine inlets, stuff like that. Front section of the fuselage. The aft section, I'll be using aftermarket there, maybe. I will address that. The wings. Landing gear, aftermarket, other stuff, landing gear doors, other minor incidentals, horizontal, horizontal and vertical stabilizers, stabilators, what do you want to call them, weapons loadout stations, aftermarket for that as well. Yes, this kit does come with pilots. I will address that in part two. Same thing with the ejection seats. And then this, that, and the other. Real simple. Then just some basic stencil callouts. Universal to all F-14s. And that's it. So, now, with this kit, you will see that the Tamiya decals have a bunch of these like no step and stuff like that. I'll be using something else, and as you can see, this one's already been cut up because I was challenged to a competition by a good friend of mine, Kevin, down in Texas. He too is building an F-14, but he was interested in doing the VF-84 Jolly Rogers, which I had all in here. So I sent him those decals along with some other stuff. What else we got in the bag here? We have, Tamiya does provide some masks, but you have to cut them out yourself. They're not like the Edward masks. I will be using these for my the inside of the engine intakes. Pretty cool. Then you have screws and whatnot for attaching the wings to the model on the inside so you can, move them. Right. Now, all these sprues, let me come back out, were individually bagged. I took the liberty of taking them out just to get a look at stuff. So, let's see here. Let's see what we can do here. You can see, barely, kind of hard with this camera, that there is some nice panel line work in there. Okay, and it'll work real nice once I get washes and stuff. So of course, this being upper fuselage, front half fuselage, aft end of the upper fuselage. All right, so we got that. We have the wings and their swing mechanisms. Very nice. We have the vertical stabilizers, more intake stuff, weapons station, just some hardware for mounting pylons for weaponry. And here, part of the horizontal stabilizers, drop tanks, landing gear, which I am going aftermarket on. Alright. Same with the ejection seats. This is a bunch of landing gear and gear bay stuff right here. Alright. So, nothing fancy, but actually I think that's going to look real nice once I get that all painted and detailed up with the wash and painting various hoses and whatnot. The other half of the horizontal stabilizers, more ejection seats. All right. Pilot. Actually, there's two pilots in here. I'll address that in part 2. Got my engines, and all the aft end of the engines, and there's some pretty good detail in there. I might still use these, I don't know. But I can do open, closed, or a combination of both. Combination of both is when it's parked on the ground. So, that's something I got to think about. Alright. Cockpit bay, part of the upper horizontal of the cockpit. Other surfaces, panels, and whatnot. These, for the cockpit, I'm going to have to actually sand down so I could use aftermarket. Alright, once again, part 2. Oh, control stick. Bunch of armament, which I'm using aftermarket, so I just might keep this in the bag. The bottom of the fuselage. Okay, very nice. Some more detail in there. Very good. Then the clear parts, which are still in the bag. Actually, let me take them out. They are extremely clear, very good, a lot of detail in there. Alright. The only problem is, I don't know if you can see it in this, but there's a seam line that goes across the top of the canopy, which I will have to address. So that, and little screwdriver does not come with the kit. So, anyways, that's just the basic overview. I've been looking forward to doing this kit for a while, and like I said, also with Kevin putting that challenge on me, you know, I kind of went a little batshit crazy and bought a whole bunch of aftermarket, which will be in the next video, probably either later tonight or tomorrow. But it'll be fun. A lot of people rate this kit extremely high. Tamiya is known for having fantastic fit, so minimal use of filler is anticipated. But we shall see. Whatever I dropped, I will find. So, alright, peeps. That's just a quick down and dirty from the workstation on the kit. And I'll be back with part 2 regarding aftermarket. And after that, maybe just a couple of shorts here and there when I complete various parts of the build. So, alright, folks, take care. Have a beautiful evening, and we'll catch you later.